Now, hello everyone. Here is your market briefing for today. We're covering the crypto sell-off, what's happening with Trump negotiations, how global markets are reacting, and the key levels traders should be watching over the next 24 to 48 hours. Now, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, the biggest story for today is the risk-off sentiment. Now, the biggest theme driving markets right now is the classic risk-off environment, and investors are becoming increasingly cautious due to ongoing uncertainty surrounding Iran and the broader Middle East situation. Now, while negotiations between the United States and Iran continue, there is still no final agreement, and markets still remain sensitive to any developments involving regional security and energy supply routes. So whenever the geopolitical tensions rise, traders typically reduce exposure to risk assets and move towards the safer options. That's exactly what we have seen over the last 24 hours. Now, the result has been pressure over equities, crypto, and other growing oriented assets, while traditional defensive assets have attracted actually more attention. Now, crypto has been one of the biggest casualties in this risk-off move. Now, Bitcoin experienced a sharp decline, falling below several important short-term support levels and triggering a wave of liquidations across the market. Whenever leveraged positions get liquidated, the selling pressure tends to accelerate because traders are forced out of their positions. And that's exactly what we saw yesterday, a huge selling pressure and a major move to the downside. So Ethereum actually followed Bitcoin even lower as well, and most major altcoins also traded in the red. Now, one of the most important things to understand is that the move isn't necessarily driven by a fundamental change in crypto itself, a large reflection of a broader macro uncertainty, and at the same time, traders continue to monitor institutional demand between the ETF flows. So any signs of flows slowing down or renewed outflows can add additional pressure to price action. So from a technical perspective, Bitcoin is now entering a zone where bulls will want to see stabilization. If buyers step in and defend the current levels, this could simply be another correction with a larger uptrend afterwards. However, if selling increases, traders will look for lower support zones and a deeper market reset. Now, in these upcoming days, I suggest you guys also watch if Bitcoin can reclaim momentum over the next couple of days and over the next couple of trading sessions, and that's likely going to determine the short-term market direction. But I will keep you guys updated, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you actually are up to speed. Now, talking about net outflows, we've actually seen a bigger increase today. So yesterday we had about 483 million daily outflows, and now today we've seen 519. So it doesn't seem like the outflows are slowing down anytime soon. Now, looking in the 24-hour time frame, liquidity does seem to lay in the lower end, looking at about 66.4k. Now, if we were to come in for a higher, obviously a 12-hour time frame, would still be looking at 66.4k. It has slightly shifted. I was looking a couple minutes ago, it was major liquidity in the upside, so that 175 million was in the upside, but now we are still aiming for that downside of 66.4k. Now, I believe the market will come to this level as inflows are still not improving, and the market sentiment as a whole does not seem to be improving whatsoever. So I believe there will be a sharper decline for Bitcoin as well. Now, let's talk about the geopolitical story everyone's currently watching. Now, I've had actually some news that negotiations are going to continue with Iran, and reports suggest discussions remain active. While both sides appear willing to keep talking, major issues still need to be resolved. Now, one of the biggest focuses remains on Iran's nuclear program and handling of the enriched uranium stockpiles. Now, another major concern is security around the Strait of Hormuz, and as you know, one of the most strategically important oil routes in the world. Now, why does this matter for the markets? Because roughly a fifth of the world's oil supply runs through this region, and any disruption or even the possibility of disruption immediately gets the traders' attention. So that's why every headline coming out of negotiations right now is a potential impact on oil prices, equities, currencies, and crypto markets all at the same time. Now, outside of crypto, traders are watching these three major markets first. Firstly, we've got oil. Now, if we actually do see some tensions calming down and the situation getting better and being very close to a deal, we'll definitely see oil coming down in price are looking to come about the 80 to 82 zone again. We have seen some more tensions rising now. That is why we've seen oil top out at $97 per barrel right now. So realistically, any increase in tensions is support for pushing oil higher because traders begin to price in potential supply disruption. And now secondly, we have the US stock market. Now, if uncertainty continues to rise, investors may become more and more defensive, particularly in high growth sectors that have driven much of the rally this year. And our third would be the US dollar. Now, the dollar often benefits during periods of global uncertainty as investors seek liquidity and safety. So together, these three markets right now will provide important clues about whether the current move is just a short-term shakeout or the beginning of a larger risk-off phase. So now heading into the next 24 to 40 hours, here are a few things you should guys be watching. Number one, can Bitcoin stabilize after the recent liquidation event? Number two, do we get any meaningful updates on the going US and Iran negotiations? And three, how does oil react to those developments themselves? Number four, are investors likely to buy the dip in the risk assets or continue to move toward defensive positions? Now, those answers will likely determine the direction of markets for the rest of the week. Now, if you're trading, stay patient, manage risk carefully, and avoid getting caught up in the headline-driven volatility. Now, speaking of trading, if you guys are looking to trade, or if you're already in the markets and are looking for a new opportunity to trade, then I recommend you check out Evedex. Now, Evedex is a fully decentralized exchange that's been gaining attention among traders looking for a more transparent trading experience. Now, what's pretty cool right now about Evedex is that we are running a prize campaign where users have the chance to win rewards like iPhones, AirPods, and Apple Watches, and other prizes through their active trading competitions and reward pools. So if you're already trading and want to check out the decentralized platform while also having the opportunity to participate in those giveaways, definitely take a look at Evedex using that link down in the description below. Now, as always, hit that like button, it'll be greatly appreciated, and I'll see you all in the next one.